Good morning, everyone. It is Thursday, October 9th, 2025. I am Andrew Faber, and you are, of course, listening to The Get Down. And let me be the first to say it. Congratulations, you have made it past Hump Day. And what a glorious Hump Day it was. Started out rainy, it was a little bit cool, it was actually pretty nice, and then the clouds broke up and it became a pretty sunny, nice, cool, calm afternoon and evening, which I really quite enjoyed. I feel like I like the seasons in that way where you could kind of feel the memories of past seasons. You know what I mean? It gives you a chance to chronological. I like having these seasons because it gives you a chance to bring back memories of each season in past years, you know what I mean? So with this weather, it feels like I can remember cross country season and fall festivals and being a kid and my birthday month and also getting allergies, which seems to happen every single year for me as the weather changes from cold to warm, which I am feeling a little bit today. But as for the weather report suite, Tropical Storm Jerry seemed to be brewing in the Atlantic, with many expecting it to go Type 2 and become a hurricane by the weekend. In other news, Tropical Squall Bob Weir seems to be forming right next to it, but no one seems to hear it and no one really seems to care. But with this storm on the horizon, we asked friend of the program Joe Mello his thoughts, and here is what he had to say.
This is Joe Mello, resident meteorologist for the Get Down with Andrew Faber, taking a look here at the coastal storm headed our way this weekend, all day Sunday, most of Monday as well. 2 to 4 inches of rain in most places here on the eastern seaboard with some pretty serious wind gust, looking at something around 60 to 70 in some cases miles per hour. So definitely want to make sure your lawn chairs are tucked away as summer comes to an end here and we're headed into the cold part, the disheveled part of fall. Would like to point out that if we had a storm of this stature headed up the coast about 3 months from now, we'd be seeing a pretty serious snowstorm. But that's enough of that. We'll kick that down the curb a little bit, but definitely a good time to go out and make sure you've got what you need. Charge your flashlights, get some food ready, candles, whatever you need, just in case the power goes out with that kind of wind. You want to be ready. So I'll kick it back to Andrew, but stay safe out there. Have a great weekend.
Thank you, Joe. We appreciate you and all that you do. I'm just thankful that I don't have a backyard so that I don't have to worry about tying anything down or taking anything in or if anything gets ruined. Or maybe that's just me coping with not having a backyard. Speaking of the great outdoors, REI recently announced that their flagship store in Soho in New York City will be closing by the end of 2026. It opened in 2011 in the Puck Building, which is a gorgeous brick building nestled right in the heart of Soho. It's multiple stories, and it really is quite beautiful when you go inside. And while it was an institution in this part of town in Soho, a lot of people are saying that the recent unionization of REI workers there is what caused it to get shut down, which has been the case in a few different other REI locations in other states close by. Other people are saying that they were just losing money. I mean, every single post I was saying is like, it's such a big loss. I used to use the bathroom there all the time. Such a nice bathroom. The only bathroom in Soho. Great. Now I have to go to Bloomingdale's or whatever. And it's like, no one was buying stuff in there. I did buy stuff. I bought 2 pairs of rock climbing shoes and a sleeping bag that is way nicer than any of the elements that I'm going to like. It will let me go to negative 10 degrees. And it's like, I used it for a summer music festival. You know what I mean? But I also did go to the bathroom there. So really, who's to say? Anyway, watch out for your travel plans. With the government shutdown, there have been staffing issues with the air traffic control towers, which is a critical piece of the air traffic puzzle. At one point earlier this week at the Hollywood Burbank Airport, they had zero air traffic controllers for around 6 hours, which is crazy because no one's going to tell the planes where to go. And I would not want to be in an airport with a ton of delays and canceled flights and everything like that. And while that may annoy you, these workers would be working without pay right now. And there's also a shoddy promise of no back pay. So, what's driving you to go to work? They were saying people have been calling out sick this week more so than ever, which, could have been I'm feeling my allergies, but also, what are you're gonna work without pay and you're not even gonna get any for the love of the game? FTLTG? Of course not. So it's just unfortunate because they didn't do anything wrong. So there's no reason for them not to go to work and not to be able to get paid. But that is just the situation that we are in right now. Just like how Steve Burns, yeah, we'll do celebrity birthdays. Steve Burns. Who is Steve Burns? How do you know him? If I said just Steve, Steve from Blues Clues, he turns 52 today. 52. Can you believe it? That's like I was just talking about yesterday how old people are getting, and here Steve from Blues goes, I saw him when he went off to college, and Joe took over, and now he's turning 52. Can you believe it? It has been nice to see him. I feel like he's kind of like gone back in the fold. He was doing like videos for millennials, being like, "Hey, you guys are growing up. Like, it's nice to see that. How you guys doing?" Everyone's like, "Not great." So that's kind of nice to see. Also, turning 29, another millennial is Bella Hadid. Not really sure what her deal is. I think she's just a model, but uh, happy birthday to her. I imagine there's enough people wishing her a happy birthday. Sharon Osbourne has one less person wishing her a happy birthday, and that is her late husband, Ozzy Osbourne, as she turns 73 today. And no one is able to wish John Lennon a happy birthday. He would be 85 today, if you can imagine that. If I were to choose a John Lennon song for you to listen to today, it would be Whatever Gets You Through the Night, which features legend Elton John on piano and vocals. I believe they kind of wrote it together, but not fully. I think John Lennon is the only one that has the credits. And the story goes that when they were writing it, Elton John was like, "Oh my God, this is going to go to number one." And John Lennon was like, "No way." And Elton's like, "You know what? I bet you if this goes to number one, you have to come out on stage with me at one of my concerts." And John was like, "You're on, brother." And so it ended up going to number one. And so on Thanksgiving, the 28th of November in 1974, John Lennon went out on at MSG, went onto stage with Elton John and did a little performance, which was one of his last major performances before he died. And the songs that he sung were Whatever Gets You Through the Night, Lucy in the Sky with Diamonds, which is a Beatles song and also a Elton John cover. And I Saw Her Standing There, which is a Beatles song that was usually voiced by Paul, so it's a very cheeky Lennon-esque bit. It is also Scotty McCreery's birthday. He turns 32, which seems pretty young for someone that like I think I watched win American Idol. He was like one of the last seasons I watched, I think. I got to go back. Wouldn't really be notable for me to mention it, but it just we've been talking about the idols a lot. It's on the mind. It was an American, staple for like corn, for at least a decade there in the aughts. As for national days, I'm sure you've heard it is National Pro Life Cupcake Day. I mean, everybody is simply talking about it. Certainly explains why someone was outside in front of my building selling a bowl of just mixed batter as cupcakes. They said it's a cupcake. It starts being a cupcake when you mix all the ingredients together. I'm sorry, that joke stinks. Oh wait, that's just my National Moldy Cheese Day celebration. My my blue cheesecake. Blue cheesecake. Has anybody thought about that? I just came up with that right now, blue cheesecake. Probably disgusting, frankly, but a little funky, a little bit good. I don't know. I got into blue cheese. If I'm gonna get wings, I'm blue cheese all the way. Forget ranch. Blue cheese, delicious. I mean, a lot of the moldy cheeses you can't even import into the U.S. right now. Like the ones that they have like mites and stuff that like eat it and then like spit the stuff back up. Like all those like really wacky cheeses, we don't even know them. We can't even see them. You can't even conceptualize them here in the U.S. But what you can conceptualize is International Beer and Pizza Day, which I feel like it's international, but it's celebrated the same way that like the World Series is for the world and Miss Universe is celebrated like for the universe. You know what I mean? Like, who else can do beer and pizza like we can? No one. Maybe the Italians, but like they're wine over beer. You know what I mean? So celebrate how you will. It's also Leif Erikson Day, which we can't celebrate that. I did see the statue of Leif Erikson in Iceland. Like the first thing that happened when we got out of the airport and like we're walking through, it was like literally like 6:30 a.m. Nothing was open. It's snowing. We're like carrying our luggage cases and like you see this like imposing giant statue and we're like, we are somewhere else. It was really cool, really fun. Uh, Iceland was great. Anyway, on this day in history in the year 1000, which let me do some math here. Harry the One was 1,025 years ago. Leif Erikson landed in Canada, being one of the first people to noted people to make it to North America. Obviously, there were indigenous people here already, but he is someone that this is why we celebrate Leif Erikson Day. Ahinga Dinga Durga. I'm not nationalizing that is a SpongeBob reference. And so that is Leif Erikson Day. Also in 2012, Malala Yousafzai was shot as she tried to board her school bus that fateful day that we all remember. And remember, remember school, the Nobel Peace Prize winner is going to be announced on this Friday. Sounds like I like kind of know who it's going to be, but well, why would I know? Why would I know over you who's going to get the Nobel Peace Prize? Unless I have a clue. But in baseball news, the Yankees hung on Tuesday night, which gave them an opportunity on Wednesday to still win the game and keep the series going. By the time you are listening to this, you will know if they are in, if they won or not. The same goes for the Brewers and the Cubs and the Phillies. We'll see if their seasons are still alive. I'm not. I guess I'm rooting for the Cubs because the Brewers and the Mets, had sort of a weird relationship. So go Cubs. Phillies. I don't really want them to win, nor do I want the Yankees to win. I want the Mariners to win it all. Have I mentioned that enough? Anyway, I feel like that is enough there. I've taken up enough of your time. I feel like I have not taken a breath in quite a bit. So I will leave you there. I hope you have a fantastic day, and I will see you here tomorrow for the end of the work week. Thank you so much, and have a fantastic